Welcome back everyone, this is Mondo All Day, back with another video, and in this video, we'll be taking a look at the new Page Punchers wave, or Superman Page Punchers wave. It's going to be Earth 2, Superman, and just regular Superman. As always, I'll be talking about the figures itself, in terms of the articulation, sculpture, and paint, and if it's worth your purchase or not. Before we get started, make sure you hit the subscribe button to not support the channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. So let's take a look at the, well, I won't say box, but you get what I'm saying. So we'll start off with Superman from Earth 2, the front, the side, the back, which you can actually see the art, and I actually like that because before it just had the back of the comic book. Now we have the front of the comic book cover, and this is comic 3 out of 4. The other side, nothing on top, and the bottom. Now let's do Superman. So the front for Superman, this side, oops, the back, which I really like this art piece, the other side, top, and bottom. Alright, now let's take a look at each figure outside the box. As always, we do come with a card. This is what the card looks like for Earth 2 Superman. The back of the card. Put this back here. Front of the card for regular Superman. The back of the card. And they both come with the comic because it's going to be Page Punchers. So here's going to be the comic book cover for the Earth 2 Superman. And yes, it is a glossy kind of paper, so you do get the nice glossy paper for this particular comic. And it's also number 2. This is 3 out of 4, so if you want to get the full story, you do have to get all 4, which is actually pretty cool because previous Page Punchers, they're all the same comic, just different covers. This one, you kind of have to get all 4 to complete the whole story. So this is page 3 of 4. And this is going to be comic 1 of 4, not page. This is comic 3 of 4, and this is going to be comic 1 of 4. So here's the front of that comic art for Superman. And again, it's going to be that same quality of the glossy paper for the comic. Which I'll probably do a quick overview of the comic and story, see if it's actually worth reading or not. And this Superman, it does not come with any accessories, but this Superman, it somewhat does-ish in a way, which when I talk about this figure, you'll see what I mean. And they both do come with a regular puck stand they're standing on. We'll start off with this particular Superman, which is, I believe it's called Val L, something like that, right? Val Zod. There you go. So I'm calling him Val. So let's take a look at Val. We'll start off with the articulation. So head. Ooh, it's a little stiff, but head, left, right, up, down. Not the greatest. Left, right is fine. Shoulder articulation. Bicep. Elbow. Wrist. Torso. Ooh, pretty good torso. Swivel. And then we'll do leg articulation. Knees. It's a little stiff right now. Wow, this is very, very stiff. Oof. I want to break it. It's very stiff leg, or ankle, excuse me. And toes. If I can get toes. Oof. It does articulation. Mine is really, really, really stiff on the toes as well, too. So overall, the articulation on this figure, it's good. Just that mine is just going to be very, very, very stiff. So I just got to put it in hot water and it should be good to go. Now let's talk about this figure itself. One, let's take a look at the headpiece. I got to say, it's a good looking, mean mugging type of Superman or Val. Look at the eyebrows on the painted glossy. Looks like it's going to be like black eyebrows. You got the painted lips on there, very bright lips on there. You got the regular eyes. Then you have the hair, which is just black. That's a bit shiny. Not much to it in terms of the hair, but in terms of the headpiece, it's a nice looking headpiece for Val. It looks really good. The detail and his facial expression looks really good. And you got the nice bright blue eyes. Look at those eyes. They shine brightly. And so this headpiece, I gotta say, it's a really good headpiece on this particular figure. Now, the arm, well, in terms of the whole entire body of the figure, I like this version, which I'll explain more in a bit why I say this version, because you'll see what I mean. But anyways, here's the arms or the shoulders. You got all this detail. The one thing I gotta dig McFarlane, it's not really a big thing, but it's like little pieces right here. They don't really color match. I mean, you can see here's more blue. This is just like a lighter blue. So it's not a deal breaker, but it's one of those like, oh, come on. So this mine's being a little prunk right now. There you go. So there you go. There you go. A little better. Anyways, look at that shoulder piece on there. You got so much detail here in the design. I do like that whole entire, what do you call it? I always forget the name of it, but is it called shadowing, where it has all this kind of black paint all around? Like you can see in between the crevices. You can see right here what I mean. Look at that little paint right there. I like that. Makes it pop more. You can see more of that detail in this particular arm. Just look at all this, right? Look at the shoulder, the bicep, the forearm. Look at all that detail, right? Then you got that open hand here, right? You got the white paint on there. Here's the back of the arm, right? You can see all that detail on the arm. And the base color is going to be a light blue, but you got that shadowing paint type of thing. It looks really, really, really good, and it makes it pop more. And here's the other side as well, too. It's going to be kind of the same design. You got like this belt or whatever they're called on here. Really good detail, especially with that black paint. You can see perfect. Look at that, right? Light blue, but a little bit of the black. It just pops. Very subtle, but it makes a difference, and it looks really good. Then you have the Superman logo, which looks very big, very bright, with that white paint and the blue. The red underneath. Then you got more of that weird textured, I don't know what this is called, but just so Kryptonian armor-like type of thing, and it looks really, really good. And again, with that black shadowing paint on it, like you can see right here, look at the abdomen, right? Look in between abdomen. Hopefully my camera can pick it up. But little details like that just make this figure pop more, and you appreciate all that detail, especially here on the neck. Look at that, right? Looks really, really good. On top of that, McFarlane did something with this figure that I really, really like. Well, there's two things. One, the cloth cape. I do like the color of the cloth. Nice, like bluish, kind of white. I know in the video it looks like it's white, but I'm telling you it's more of like a light blue with white kind of paint. And then the back of the figure, more sculpture design, but also has that continuing of that black kind of paint. You can see right there. Look at the crevices right there. You see that? Little details like that make this figure pop. And so, just look at this right here. Right? It looks like it's dirty and grimy, but it makes it pop. It makes it pop even more, and you just appreciate all the detail that's on this particular figure. And so, overall, I gotta say the upper body, it looks really, really, really good. Nice, bright Superman logo, cloth cape, which I'll be honest with you, I completely forgot they had cloth capes. Here you go, cloth cape. Nice looking headpiece on this particular Val figure, or character, I should say. And I believe it's the first time we've gotten a Val Superman, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. But anyways, the paint, yes, it's a very clean, plain looking base paint, light blue. But I'm telling you what, that sculpture design and that black paint, the shadowing paint, just looks really, really, really nice. So overall, the upper body, I gotta say, it looks really good. Does he have glutes? Oof, no glutes at all. There's a bit of a ding here because the underwear, or where this portion right here, it doesn't color match everything else, because this is more like a light, or more bluish. This is more a little bit more whitish blue, but also nice little shine to it. This is kind of matte, so it does stick out on this particular version of this figure, but it's all good. Here we have more of that black kind of shadowing paint. And you got also in the back of the legs more of that black paint. You can see right there perfectly what I mean by that, right? You see that? Again, little details like that. Just look at all this design right here, right? Little details like that, it just pops and makes the figure pop even more. It makes it look dirty, of course. It looks like he's a mechanic, right? He worked in like an auto body shop, and then all the oil stains on there. But it looks good though. On this particular figure, it looks really, really good. There you have here the side of the leg. Then you got the shin. You have this weird kind of design, but also has this like black dirtiness to it. It looks really, really good. You got the feet on there. So much going on the feet. You got the little spikes on here on the feet. Then you got the thighs, more of the straps or Kryptonian armor, whatever it is. I've not read the book, so I don't know the context of why they're wearing this, but man, so much detail on this particular Val figure. And so overall, I gotta say, this is a good looking figure. And for the price that you're paying for it, which I'll talk about in a bit in terms of the pricing, I gotta say, it looks really good. Damn, this is a good looking figure. Really good looking figure. Wow. So far, Page Punchers, Superman, this Val figure, really good looking figure. And I'm telling you, when you see it in person, you see all the little detail on here, that black paint on there, what I'm talking about, referring to, it does pop even more. And you'll appreciate this little paint here, the black dirtiness paint or shadowing paint. You appreciate it more because, well, when I show you Superman, you'll see what I mean. So far, I'm really liking the Superman Page Punchers wave. Start off with the articulation on Superman. So head. Ooh, it's stiff and it doesn't really turn up, down. It doesn't really move a lot. Shoulder articulation, right? This is popping out. Not a big deal. Bicep. Elbows. Wrist. You got here torso or abdomen. Swivel. Then you have leg. Knees. Ankles. And I can do toes. Toes, there you go. Much easier compared to Val. Toes as well, too. So overall, the articulation on the figure, it's going to be good. Just the head is a bit limited. Now, let's talk about... Actually, no, before we talk about the figure itself. Now, as I mentioned regarding accessories about this Superman figure, this one, it in a way, it does come with accessories, but it doesn't. Well, sorry, I'm putting him on the stand. And I'll just show you what I mean. So, in a way it is, in a way it is accessories, because it does come with the armor pieces, alright? So, this is going to be the torso armor piece for this Superman figure. Alright, just, man, this thing is incredibly detailed, ridiculous, and over the top, but it looks awesome. One, you got this huge armor piece, right? Then you got the Superman logo. I like how it's red, but also it's like kind of scuffed on it. It looks like it's battle damage. Then you have all this detail around here on this armor piece, right? And then you have the shoulders, which is a huge, huge shoulder. Whatever this is, like a skull-like. Look at that. Look at all that detail. Nice gold paint with that silver. It looks really, really, really good. Right? Here's the back of the armor piece right there. Look at that. And here is the other side. And yes, the sides are different. So here is one side, his left shoulder, and here is his right shoulder. Yes, and it is different, right? Look at all the spikes and so forth. Again, so much detail on this upper torso armor piece. And then you have here the, what I believe this is his left hand, right? And the way you take these off is, you can see right there, perfect, right? You see the little nipple right there, and it goes underneath right there. See that? So all you do is just kind of pop it out, and boom, you can take it off. That's why I said, in terms of this Superman figure, it comes with accessories-ish. So here is going to be his left arm. Just look at all that detail, right? It's going to be that gray paint, but it does have that, like, copperish kind of look to it, like it's kind of rusted metal type of thing. You can't really see on camera, but I'm telling you, it's there. When you see it in person, you'll see what I'm referring to. But just look at all this detail, right, and this armor. It looks really, really, really good. And then you have the other arm as well, too. Different design, but just look at all of this detail. Look at all this. Look at all this, right? You gotta admit, this looks awesome. Look at that. Spikes on there, the detail. Same kind of paint like the other arm, where it's going to be a gray paint with that like bronze or copper look to it, like it's going to be What do you call it? Yeah, forget it. Anyway, so same thing here. You just pop it out like so. There's the nipple, and then you can see where it enters. And then you have the torso armor piece, whatever you want to call this. Again, more of that paint, right? That gray base paint. Just look at all the detail, right? Look at that. Look at all that. It is just top notch. Top notch. And for the price what you're paying for, it is incredible. And then you can put little nipples right there on the back of Superman. And then you also have the legs. And there's so much going on. I'm telling you, this thing has a lot of stuff. And I am loving every single piece. Here is going to be his, I believe this is his, I don't remember what leg this is. But anyways, look at the detail. Look at the paint, right? The base red paint or light red. And then you got the scuff marks on there that are like gray. And it just looks like it's been like battle damage. It looks really good. And when you have a lot on it like I do, it just pops even more. Just look at all of that detail. Right? Look at the spikes on there. Very thick spikes. Here's the side of it. And the back as well too. And the same thing with the arms. You see the little nipple. And then just pop it in and out. Then you also have the other leg too. Man, this thing is just over the top. But I love every single inch of it. Just look at all that detail. Right? Come on, you have to admit, this is really, really, really cool. And like I said, it's not really accessories, but in a way it is, because you can pop it out and then have a regular Superman, and then you can have like armor like Superman. Now, in terms of the mask, I couldn't figure how to take this off. So if you guys have this figure, let me know how you take this off, because I'm pretty sure you can take it off some way. I just didn't know how to. But anyways, let's talk about the figure itself. We'll start off with the headpiece. First, look at that armor on his face on there. Look at all that detail, right? Look at that. And then you got the nice blue eyes. You got the eyebrows on there. I know there's a face on there. I do like this little line right here, right? That's really, really cool. Then you got a little bit of the eyebrow. Not really glossy compared to Val in terms of the eyebrow paint. Then you have this hair. The hair looks nice, looks clean. Just mainly black. I don't see any blue paint on it, because I know sometimes it was the black hair from McFarlane that has a little bit of like blue, but it's all black from what I can tell. And so this headpiece, I gotta say, it looks good. I like this like face armor. It looks really good. It reminds me of Scorpion. I just don't know how to take this off. So again, if you do know how to take this off, let me know in the comment section. I do not know. Now, as I mentioned when I did a further detailed overview of this particular figure, and I said this one, I like this one more, is because the figures themselves, it's going to be identical in terms of the sculpture design. The paint, this is more like a darker blue. That's a lighter blue base paint. This is more dark blue, but this one does not have the whole shadowing, right? Look at the arms right here, right? You can see the detail on it. It's sculpture design up close, but since it does not have that shadowing paint, you can't really appreciate it more, because you can see perfectly what I mean there, right? Right? Look at that. You can see more of that shadowing on here. This one is just all painted all one color. This one has a shadowing paint, so it pops more in terms of the design on this one compared to this one. So, just showing you, it's going to be identical in terms of the body, but the hands are different. This one has a fist. The fist have the spikes here on the knuckle, and also on the other side as well too. And like I said, in terms of the design, the sculpture design of the body, they're going to be identical. It's just going to be the paint's going to be different. Then you got the Superman logo on there. It is different slightly, but it is different. Of course, the paint's going to be different, but in terms of the sculpture design, it's going to be the same. Same here, the abdomen, the upper body, right? The arms. The cape is going to be, from what I can tell, it's going to be the same as well too. Nice red cape, looks nice. And in the back, same sculpture design compared to Val, but again, it does not have that black shadowing paint, so it doesn't really pop as well. It looks good though, don't get me wrong, but it doesn't pop like Val does, because again, that black subtle paint just makes the figure pop more. And so overall, for this particular version of Superman figure, I still think this looks really, really, really good. The headpiece looks solid. From what I can tell here in terms of the mask, or underneath the mask, nice headpiece for Superman. The body itself is going to be from like Val. You can't really appreciate it more, but regardless though, it's a great looking Superman figure. And so to me, this figure, it looks really, really good, especially when you have the armor pieces. Oof, top notch, man. Well, let's see if Superman does squats. And no, it's going to be the same as Val. And same thing as Val, it's just going to be all this weird straps or whatever it is, right? And some belts. Same thing that's the issue on this one. It's going to be present on here where the underwear is just matte, but the legs are nice shiny blue. You can see perfectly what I mean, right? You see that? But this one does not have that black shadowing paint, so you can't really appreciate the detail on here. You still appreciate it up close, but when you have this one next to this one definitely pops more. All right? Here's the side of the feet and the leg. Again, it's going to be identical. And here's the front as well too. Right? The front of the thighs. Right? The front of the boot or the legs. It's not painted white. Obviously that one's painted white. The feet are going to be the same. Of course, the underwear part is going to be different color, but it's going to be the same sculpture design. And so overall, this particular Superman figure, I really like the Superman figure. When I think of Superman, I usually think of him being like regular spandex. So seeing in something like this is like, why does he have like his weird Kryptonian armor? But it still looks really, really cool. And then when you add in all the armor pieces, it just pops, man. And so this Superman figure, I really, really like this figure. And for the price that you pay for this, come on, man. Come on. So to me, this is a must-have figure if you're a Superman fan. But I understand people may not like it because, again, when they think of Superman, they think of spandex, something like this or like this, right? So when you have something like this, it's all armor-like type thing, it can throw some people off. But to me, I really, really dig it. Of course, the main question is it really worth it? Should you go out and get these figures? For the price for what you're getting, heck yeah, this is definitely worth the purchase price. With Val, like I said, we're definitely worth the purchase price. Yeah, you don't get the accessories like the Superman, but you get that shadowing paint. And I know there's a Platinum Edition where they have an image somewhere, and I know the Platinum Edition does have the armor paint. So if you can get the Armor Edition Val and switch those armor pieces to this particular version of the Page Punchers figure, there you go, you're good to go. So for $25 for what you're getting, heck yeah. Superman, for $25, come on. A comic alone's worth $5. So right then and there, boom, you get your money's worth. Because $20 for a figure, $5 for a comic. And then on top of that, for this Superman figure, you get all the armor pieces. And again, for $25, heck yeah. Both of these for $25 are definitely really good deal. And definitely get them. If you get them below retail, even better. But for $25, heck yeah. Regardless of the price though, what I'm thinking about these figures, they both look really, really good. I know for Superman, the base body is just blue, but you do make up for it with all the armor pieces. And for $25, heck yeah. With Val, it does not include the armor pieces, but that shadowing paint on the body makes it pop more and you appreciate all that detail in the figure. So overall, what do I give these two figures? Easily a thumbs up for me. Definitely a must-buy figures. I know some people may not like it because, again, Superman, spandex. So seeing something like this, it could throw people off like me. But for what you're getting for the money you're paying, you gotta admit, this is definitely a bargain deal. For $25 for what you're getting all of this and the comic, that each comic is a different part of the story. Again, for $25, thumbs up for me, man. Here we have Superman from the DC vs. Vampire storyline. It's going to be the Walmart exclusive. And yes, these are definitely a lot taller compared to this one. I don't think they're 7. I think these might be like, what, 7.5 or something? It's a lot taller. Just look at the difference in height. So, anyways, here we have the more cleaner, plain looking-ish, but yet more detail in terms of the The headpiece, Superman vampires next to, well, Page Punchers, Superman. Or Superman. Here we have Atomic Skull. This is going to be the Gold Label Omnis exclusive 2-pack with Superman Action Comics 1000, I believe. And, of course, Atomic Skull. The paint, it is just just look at the paint. Just pops. And when you have a lot on it, like I do, just look at this. This is a beautiful looking figure with the beautiful paint, right? Then you have these two. And yes, I have a feeling it's a lot. I mean, these are 7.5 and maybe 8-inch figures compared to this one, because the height difference is significantly there. It's a lot taller on these two compared to this one. Here we have Atomic Skull next to Val and Cal. Here we have Superman figure. It's going to be for the Injustice 2 wave. Next to, of course, the Page Puncher Superman. And man, I thought this was like not over the top, but a bit exaggerated armor, because again, I'm repeating myself multiple times. When I think of Superman, I think of just spandex. And I thought this one was a little too much in terms of the armor, but I really like this figure. And here comes McFarlane with the Page Punchers one. And just way over the top detail and armor in terms of the body. But I don't care. These look incredible in person. So here we have Injustice 2 Superman next to Val Cal from the Superman Page Punchers wave. And here we have a more traditional, classic looking Superman. This is going to be Superman from the 1000 Action Comics version of Superman. I mean, just look at the difference, right? So clean, plain looking, and some people may call it boring. Then you have these two that are, one, a lot taller, but the cape and the detail, like I said, for $25, this is just top notch, man. Here we have both standing next to each other. I mean, they both look incredible. They both look, this is a must have, but I get it. Some people may not like it. And so to me, I'm glad I got these, and yes, get them now before they're gone type of thing. If you want to gamble and wait for a sale, then that's all you. But I'm telling you, when you see these in person for $25, you're going to be like, damn, that's a good detail. And then you see the Superman, includes all the armor pieces for $25, even better. On top of that, they both come with a comic. On top of that, it includes a comic that in order for you to get the full story of the comic, you need to buy each one. Again, for $25. If this is the route that McFarlane's going to go with Page Punchers waves, you know what? Bring them all in. Because I've noticed with the Page Punchers wave or figures, they are over the top detail in terms of the body. But I don't care. They are incredible and I love them. So, McFarlane, if you're watching this, give us more, man. Now you did Superman. Now you did Batman already. That you did Aquaman. Give us you did give us a Flash one, Page Punchers. Give us Green Arrow. Give us a Lantern one. You did a Black Adam Page Punchers wave. Nightwing Page Punchers wave. Or, I don't know, it's just more characters. Because I've noticed that Page Punchers figures, not only they come with a comic, but the detail, just top notch. So, heck yeah. Thumbs up for me. Definitely get these two. Let me know what you guys think. Do you guys agree with me on these figures? To plan to purchase these figures? Leave it in the comment section below. As always, make sure you hit the subscribe button, turn on the support channel, but to keep up to date and watch videos like this. This includes an overview of Superman and Superman Earth 2, or Val, figures from the Superman Page Punchers wave, and on to the next one.